Yo, yo, yo. Hopefully y'all are having a wonderful Thursday afternoon. But I just wanted to holler at y'all real quick because I was looking at some of my comments on TikTok, looking at some of my comments on Instagram, and I was just shaking my head because it just goes to show, it shows me as a man how lost we are, in the state of manhood, in the state of masculinity today. Because I see this whole simp word being thrown around, and I never thought I'd live to see the day where men would consider another man a simp for holding them accountable. I never thought I'd live to see the day where telling men to be better, telling men to not cheat on their wife is a simp. Telling men to take care of their children is a simp. Telling men to love their woman properly is a simp. Telling men to stop playing with the woman's time in her prime years and not committing to her, running all this game and stop doing that, and is a simp. I never thought I'd live to see that the day that I see now, but it's not shocking to me because this world that we live in right now is clearly Satan's playground. And Satan has corrupted the minds of a lot of men today, where it has triggered men minds to go the opposite direction, which means right is wrong, wrong is right, up is down, left is it's just like everything is backwards in the thought process of a lot of men today. And the fact that I tell men, find something masculine to do, stop trying to tell women how to be women, stop trying to tell women how to be a wife, when a lot of you are not husbands. A lot of you don't even know how to be masculine, but you're telling women how to be feminine. And it's like, I'm a simp for saying that? That's crazy to me. And I just feel like I'm in the twilight zone. I really feel like I'm in the twilight zone. I mean, it's to the point where it's not even funny anymore. It never was funny at the beginning, to say the least. And I'm gonna give you an example of how a lot of you men, you simp for each other. When you are a man, and I try to tell this to other men from time to time when I'm having conversations with, if you're not holding your friend accountable, if you are a yes man, you are a simp for your homeboy. If you're hanging around a man that's cheating on his wife, but you want to be cool with him and you constantly hang out with him, y'all, that's your buddy, you go to the bar with him, y'all hang out and all this other stuff together, you're simping for your homeboy. If you know your homeboy is not taking care of his kids and he's a voluntarily deadbeat father, and you're not holding his feet to the fire, you're not checking him on that, you're simping for your homeboy. If your homeboy is doing wrong and you're not saying anything, you're simping for him. If your homeboy is staying stagnant, not growing, not elevating, if your homeboy from the age of 25 is the same type of man from 25 to 40, still immature, he's a 25, 40-year-old, and you not saying nothing to him about it, you've simped for your homeboy for 15 years. Give you another example. What type of men do you consider that hung around Diddy for all these years, allowed him to violate women, set up men, violate his artists, and all these reports coming out saying that he violated children? All those men that hung out around Diddy all these years, these 20, almost 30 years, hanging around Diddy, knowing what he was doing. Yes, men. Didn't want to turn him into the NYPD. Didn't want to turn him into the FBI. Turning around, making sure the exit doors was locked. Making sure nobody was coming. Making sure all the wrongdoing was happening. And it was just going under the radar. What type of men was that was hanging out with Diddy? Honorable men? Accountable men? Or simps? They were simps. Ding, ding, ding. That's the right answer. And it blew my mind when I saw a lot of men blaming Cassie for the situation she was in. Does she play a part of it? To a certain extent, yes. But was she kept against her will? I honestly believe she was kept against her will. And I don't want to go off and change the subject talking about Diddy, but I'm tying this into the fact that a lot of men simp for each other. A lot of men that was hanging around Diddy, that was allowing him to do wrong and violate people and not hold him accountable, they were simping for Diddy. They were simping for his money because they were on his payroll, and they were simping for his acceptance. And they were simping because they wanted to stay within his network circle, to network with other men, to be at the Diddy parties, around all that perversion and lust, simping for each other. But the fact that a man like myself is going against the grain, telling men, hey man, stop cheating on your woman. Hey man, commit to a woman. Stop playing games. Stop wasting her prime years. Hey man, stop knocking these women up and not marrying them. Hey man, find something masculine to do. Your yard look crazy. Your yard is a hot mess. Go out there and tend to your front yard. Do something masculine. Hey, go change your oil. Your oil light been on in your car for the past 10,000 miles. Change your oil. The fact that I'm telling men to be masculine and find something masculine to do, I'm simping. And this further proves that men have failed other men. And this proves that so many men grew up with no father. Because so many men have become so isolated and accountability is so foreign to a lot of you. It shows that your fathers and the men in your family has failed you tremendously. And that's where a lot of you are today. It's so foreign. It's so weird. You don't know what it looks like because a lot of you didn't have a dad in your life that jack your behind up against the wall, jack you up and say, what's going on? Pop you up, slap you upside the head, put their foot off in your behind. That's why a lot of you men walking around here unaccountable. And a lot of you are a bunch of ungodly, sassy men. Because now you like to bully women. You want to stay and remain being unaccountable. But you want women to submit to you. You want women to just follow your trash bag, sassy leadership. You have no direction. You don't know where you're going. You want to drive a car and you want a woman to be your passenger and you want her to be okay with looking over and you sleep at the wheel. And how dare she hold you accountable? How dare she check you? A lot of y'all men want to walk around here just unchecked. Unchecked. Nobody can say nothing to you. And if a man says something to you, he's a simp. This is where we are. This is where we are. And I'm so tired of it. We have these red pill men. We have these podcasters. We have these men that's in the closet that don't want to admit who they really are out in the real world, pretending to be alpha, unaccountable men. And whenever a man goes against the grain and says, you know what, fellas, man up, grow up. Oh man. You get to looking out the window. You simping. You pandering. Like, it just blows my mind, bro. It really does. Why do y'all think the streets of Chicago have all these kids walking around there, these boys walking around there, unaliving each other constantly on a day-to-day basis? Right now, while I shoot this video, somebody is being unalived in Chicago or Houston, Philly. A lot of these young boys don't have fathers. And we don't have enough men saying, you know what, man, hey, let's get back to manhood. Let's get back to leadership. It's just, man, dude, a lot of times, and I know I'm not the only one, but it just feels like I'm fighting a losing battle because there's so many overwhelming amount of men that's unaccountable, and it's not enough warriors. There's not enough warrior men out there that's willing to just, well, it is. It's warrior men out here, but the amount of warrior men that's speaking up versus the men that's in the sassy man army that's unaccountable, man, I feel like I'm in an army of 5 or 10 men fighting against an army of 5 or 10 million. And that's just, it's crazy, man. A lot of y'all men are used to men simping for you. You're so used to woman hating content. You're so used to a man bashing women all day and whining about women all day. To where when it's time for a man to hold you accountable, it's, no, I can't, it's foreign. It's a different language in your ear. Now I'm speaking Spanish. I'm speaking Creole. I'm speaking Japanese, Mandarin or something. And it's just so sad, man. It's just so sad. And I just wanted to, you know, I don't know. I just wanted to stop and chop it up about it because I was looking in my comment section and I'm like, wow. So you just gonna overlook the message to be offended by this? You know what I'm talking about. And ain't that annoying when you're talking to somebody and you're telling them something and you know, without a shadow of a doubt in your mind and in your heart, you know that they get what you're saying. They understand what you're saying. You know, and you know that they know that they understand what you're saying. But they voluntarily chose to be offended by this one little piece, this one little segment. So they want to throw out the whole message, something that can help them, to zero in on this little piece right here that they choose to be offended by, and finding a reason to stay unaccountable. But a lot of y'all men, you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it until it shows up on your front door. I was talking to my wife about this the other day, and one of my homeboys, we had a double date the other day, and I was sharing with them how I had a homeboy of mine call me a while back. He was upset. Man, I see what you talking about on your content, man. I see what you talking about with these sassy men, bro. Man, and mind you, the dude that said this used to be a red pillar, used to be in the manosphere. But now it showed up on his front doorstep. Case in point, he was telling me that his daughter went on a date with an unaccountable, ungodly, sassy man. His daughter went on a date and they was vibing, you know, on the phone for the past few weeks or whatever. And then when they finally officially went on a date, now he is asking her what you bring to the table. And if we get into a relationship, what am I going to get? And what is this? And what do you qualify for? And why do you think you get them? And she asked for separate checks and left. And came home, told her dad about the situation. That was a sassy, unaccountable man. And we have a lot of men walking around here like that. But now my homeboy feeling some type of way, because he want to wring this dude neck. And I told him, I'm like, nah, bruh, nah. Men like you, that's a part of that red pill stuff. Like I say, he don't do it now anymore. He don't listen to that content anymore. But now you want to be offended. Now you want to wring this dude neck. You want to slide this dude because he hurt your daughter's feelings. Why does it have to take that for some of you men to get it? Why does it have to show up on your front doorstep for you to get it? Why does it have to affect your daughter? Why does it have to affect your sister, your niece, your cousins, your aunts? Why does it have to affect you in order for you to be accountable? And I'm trying to help men get to a point where it shouldn't have to get that far. But unfortunately, for some of you, it's going to have to show up on your front doorstep in order for you to get it. Anyway, man, let me get back to tending to some masculine business. Y'all have a good one. I'll come back with a video later on. Peace. Love y'all.